Test. Test.
Right, hello and welcome along to the stream. As you can see, Restream chat is working for now. Yeah, do you mind whether I don't need a notification right now? Yeah, the Restream chat seems to be working. Let me just check the audio levels and then we'll get moving. Right, anyway, so what are we doing today? We're doing an Iceland Air return flight from Manchester to Reykjavik in Iceland. I haven't flown the Just Flight 75 in a while. I flew it earlier on today to get it here to Manchester. It has some pretty nice sounds. They're yeah, not too bad at all. And it flew well with FS Tramp's autopilot, so we're going to use that because I don't think Just Flights will be compatible. But yeah, so we're going from Manchester to Reykjavik. It should be about 2 hours 30 minutes, and of course this is the Rolls-Royce engines, which just makes it even better. So that's what we're going to do. We need to go and book it on Project Fly and get our flight planning done. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, so we're going EGCC. Project Fly is being slow today because of its server load. Thank you. And we are going BIKF, that's the code. I've got the code for a second. Just going to wait for it to search again. It's been really slow
Twitter.
today.
Support my Patreon.
Right, let's wait for it to actually find the route. We are iceland something something today, and they do it in the 75. Still loading. They disabled the user stats for people because their servers are getting overloaded. I wish they'd just get a move on and get some new servers or update their space or something. Like, this is just so slow. It gets ridiculous. It was like this last weekend. Come on, please. Otherwise we'll just do without Project Fly. We don't actually need Project Fly because we've got Tramp, so it's fine, but it would be helpful to have it. They really need to sort their servers out. Like, how bad is this? Come on. Christ, you're just pulling some routings. Let me just re-enter it and try again. If not, we're just going to have to go without it. Because Project Fly's been way too slow. Oh no, it's pulled them now. That's really weird. Anyway, let's go right to the top. No, we don't want that. Right. So we want the 7521. No, there's the one. And then I don't know if that's the same reg as the one I've got, but whatever. We can select aircraft here. And it's obviously at Manchester. Book and dispatch. And we'll let this load because Project Fly's taking a while. And we'll go through the old faithful sim brief.
Simbrief.com virtual flight plan solutions. Air cycle 1903. 28th February 19th. 27 March 19th. Link logout. Declan Webster. Link graphic. Clickable Simbrief progress bar 0. Processing 0%. Time remaining about infinity seconds. Button cancel process. Navigation landmark list with 3 items. Link Simbrief home. Link terms of service. Link privacy policy 10%. 22%. 32.
Right.
Menu. Simbrief. Dispatch project fly document. Clickable. Load. Crashing servers. Heading level 4.
It's got to load again.
Table with 1 rows. Column 1 5441. Heading level 3.
Right. So we are F5441.
Fly now button. Link button export.
We need to
Export.
export. Yeah.
Out of table heading level 3 export route. Clickable. File. Click. E. Clickable. Clickable flight factor. Clickable FS 2004. Clickable FSX slash P3. Export location. Prepar 3 DV4 flight simulator X. Prepar 3 DV4 button available. Flight simulator X button L.
We'll dump it in.
Export button.
I'll have to go and get it out. For some reason it always puts it in my P3DA.
Clickable. Clickable. File. This route has been successfully exported. Exit 01.pln. Clickable.
Right.
Menu.
Just go and get this and drop it into my flight sim.
Documents window. Preview list P. Possible member region P. Possible 7 none P. Prepar 3 DV4 files 42. Prepar 3 DV4 files. Items view list. Each parent E. Exit 01306. My graphics for P3D not selected.
One. Cut this into
Items view F.
Flight Sim X.
Flight simulator X files. Items view Exit 0118 of 18. Bookings project flight.
Right.
Column 5 BI.
We might as well also go fly now on PF.
Files. Flight heading level 892 NM.
892 nautical miles.
In case anyone comes on, or
no, we'll move if someone
Microsoft
comes
Flight
on.
Simulator X. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Right, so let's actually just go in here.
Menu. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. And flight dialog. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. FS Tramp. Map 1.
And
Screen review. AC Avio.
first just make sure the
FS
aircraft's set up, because I don't think I saved it the last time I flew it.
Aircraft F.
Let's just make sure that's sorted and we're not going to
Name,
have
Alt plus M. Selected Boeing 757.
Oh no,
The
I
autopilot
think
of the
we're
currently
right.
loaded simulator aircraft is incompatible or missing. As a replacement, the FS Tramp autopilot control panel works as a complete autopilot. The simultaneous use of the autopilot in the cockpit and an FS Tramp is a bad idea. Checkbox check Alt plus A.
Looks
Delete autopilot.
good.
Edit multi-line. Climb edit multi-line Alt plus D. Selected 1500.
Climb is set to 1500. I'm going to stick that up to like 20, and let's go 2300. It was a little bit steep, too steep for it before. I don't know what our cruise will be. It'll probably be like 34,000 or something. So I'll guess that. Yeah, we'll leave it at 0.83. That'll all work.
Context menu. Open dialog. List JF Boeing E. Exit 01.pln 507.
That's the PLM we want.
Exit 01. Nat 1. List O. Top X plan L.
And
Generate auto route.
generate the auto route so it'll add the runways in, hopefully. It may not, but we'll sort it out if it doesn't.
Property page automatic generation of the optimal flight route. High altitude airways. Radio button check. Slow out. Waypoint. Execute button. Space unavailable.
Execute that.
Execute button. Consider. Times button.
Times on that, get rid of
Property page
it.
remaining.
Right.
RWS. AVIO. AC. ID. SMIM. 91.
Not sure if it's added a
EGCC
runway.
257.
Let's see.
EGCC. Alt FT.
No,
257.
it hasn't. We'll go and
237.
do that then. Let's see what the heading is on our first waypoint.
D234C. Route D greater. Course 226. Alt.
226. So we're going to be on one of the 2
EGC.
3s.
91 degree. ID. AC 1. EG. 2. E. Prop. 9. RWS. RWS.
We'll just go off 2 3 left.
Preview level 1 RWY05. RWY23L check 304 level 1. Context use in flight plan U.
Using flight plan, and then we'll just go and make sure that we've actually got a runway for arrival.
Dialog find input line remaining preview 0 RWY23R. D304H D greater 300. D304H route D greater course 342 Alt FT 5589.
So it looks like it has added a SID. Right, let's go down to all these waypoints.
601 course 331
Yeah, whatever. Down here. And then,
BIKF route R19 course.
yeah, so it's added runway 19, so that's what we're going on.
Elvum.
That all pretty much looks in order, so let's actually get the aircraft started up. These RB211s.
S.
oh shoot! God damn it! If you're wondering what's happened, the whole thing's just coming crashing down at 187 knots.
Here.
S.
Right. Sounds like the first engine's coming on now.
This approach is going to be equivalent to depth, I think, because it's refusing to slow down. I'm having to pull back on the stick to try and arrest the thing. And use heavy trim.
Oh dear, well that's no good. Right. We are sorted with that. Let's actually... Yeah, we'll just do skip to here.
EGCC route. Context menu. Fly to your skip to US.
To get to our departure runway, it'll just be easier.
List item. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Perfect. Let's get some flaps out.
Dialog find input line remaining. Property page remaining. Property page remaining.
And while that's happening, we will go and go to our autopilot. As I say, today we're using Tramps AP, we're not using the inbuilt one.
Property page 2 on. Flight plan M1. Flight plan M1. Flight plan M1 checkbox not checked.
This
right.
is the biggest float I've ever seen.
Flight holding M. Autopilot map 2. 200. HDG. 30 degrees max. 36,000.
So we're going up to 36,000. I may just go and modify our cruise altitude, because we're probably going to overspeed if it does that.
Plan. Context. Oh, 6 aircraft.
But let's just go in here before we actually depart. Go to 36,000. Yeah, you can see it's trying to take us to 0.87. No, we're not having that. It's a little bit too fast. This. Right, that's now dealt with that.
Property page 232 deck 270 FT 0 T slash mid 0 mag 1 frequency 113.7
so that's shut up MBD. That's Tramp dealt with. And just enjoy the takeoff and release the parking brakes, and yeah, we'll just lift off and everything should go smoothly. Let's see how we do. Positive right, gear up, flaps coming in.
Good.
Just if you do A on the outside view, you get all different types of views. You can see Tramp's doing its trademark move of bringing back the power, but it will sort itself out in the end. I just can hear it spooling back up now. And off we go, back to Reykjavik. We can go and check out our stats. So 888 nautical miles, climbing through pretty much 4,000, 253 knots on the ground speed, en route, so we didn't bounce on the runway.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Good, we just touched down after our mass float.
S.
So people wondering what I was on about, if you go to your second outside view, then press A, you can see it changes the view. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear that on screen, but stream, whatever I just said. But you can change it so that you get all sorts of different views around the aircraft. Very nice.
We're down.
Good. Yeah, it's an interesting one, the Just Flight
-1.
757, because it's not what they would consider, you know, massive quality now, because it's a bit older, but it is a payware product that was essentially a freeware thing. That you know, it was originally payware and they made it freeware. So that was, you know, it's always got that bit of quality.
Yes, -169.
What's that about the second time round?
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, anyone who wants to know, I bounced the first time round and got a flipping minus whatever it was, 1432.
Track flight, ground speed, 9,724 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
In a minute now you'll hear a big power increase as we start to speed up through 10,000.
Track flight, ground, 21,522 feet, 364 kts. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. S.
There doesn't seem to be many people around at the minute, does there?
Well, I couldn't care less. People are always interested in how many people. Oh, see me people are watching the stream. I really don't care. You know, I'm streaming all, you know, partly for the chat, but if there's no chat, then it gets archived as a video and saves me having to upload it as a video.
Well, I managed to complete an 11-hour flight last week, somehow.
Ground, 396 kts, 27,155 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Hello.
Hello, whoever that was. I'll check in a second. Good old restream chat. Oh, it was Jesse. Hi, Jesse.
Track flight project, 414 kts, 30,534 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
We're getting there slowly. Climbing up.
It's Jesse.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I worked it out, yeah. I have to check it on my phone. Because Restream doesn't say the name.
How are you liking the new FS Tramp?
413 k, 32,211 feet.
Yeah, it seems stable. There's no issues with it really. The main thing I think with the new update was just being able to override the values, which is good if you're using ATC, or you know, if you're on VATSIM or something like that. Other than that, there's not much major stuff. It's just tweaking, but it seems fine. Yeah, no issues with it so far.
Track flight 408 kts, 33,871 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Yeah, this aircraft does seem to struggle with climbing. Our ground speed's alright, but it's going to increase more when we get to cruise.
Yeah, I had it a couple of times with a 7.3 where it refused to go past 23, not a 7.3, 7.5.3, where it refused to go past 23,000 and I had to manually override with the cruise altitude box and FST, which was annoying.
That's SimBrief though.
Yeah.
That's something to do with SimBrief's weird flight planning thing. I don't know why it would do that. I have no idea. But like you say, you can just manually override it.
Yeah.
And loads of new waypoints.
Track ground 403 kts.
Yeah, you can see our ground speed alright.
34,904 feet.
Oh, I've only got 1,000 more feet anyway.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
I have the chat as well if you need me.
Yeah, it's alright. Restream will read it just in case. just helpful in case new people come and I have no idea who they are.
S. A. 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 S.
Look, I better have ground speed
Track flight
shooting up
altitude
now.
781 nm. 35,994 feet.
Yeah, pretty much
405
level.
kts.
And the ground speed should start going up.
Cruise 407 kts.
Yeah, it's increasing by the
Microsoft
looks
Flight
of it.
Simulator X.
We'll see whatever we get to in the end.
S. 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 Ground 35,997 feet. 427 kts. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Track flight ground 444 kts. 35,997 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
If we can find out what waypoint we're going direct
S01
to, should be able to see that just below the find field, I
Property
think.
stage 331 36,000. Map ADF 0. 2 1 RW S 36 SW Prague R ID AC AVO LD 148 SIDS 1 F IRW find input line IRW list 1 F version 53 SI 1 F version 53.8 NM 00711 HBIKF 1028.6 NM 217.
It's that one, I assume.
SI 1 F version 53.1 NM 0705 HBIKF 1028.0 NM 217 18H hour, 1 person, 52.3 nm 006.
Yeah, 52.3. That looks like it's getting closer.
1 person, 51.8 nm 006.
So you can see, I think that's where we're going direct to.
51.4 nm 06 50 BIKF 1026.2 nm 21648.
I don't know why that's saying 1,000 nautical miles to Iceland. I guess it depends on your routing, because there's probably a quick way. But yeah, so that's the...
49.5 nm 006.
You can see there, you're going direct to Ursen, the waypoint, and it's about a 50 mile nautical mile direct. Obviously,
751 nm.
the actual distance to the airport is about 750. It's saying 1,000 there, but that's probably just because it's not measuring it based on our routing. It's trying to do it in a straight line or whatever.
35,997 feet. Ground speed 452 kts.
Still increasing that ground speed. We're getting about 450 now.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Ground 454 kts. 36,000 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Track Alt 700 nm. Alt 36,000 feet. Ground 454 kts. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Back in a minute.
Yeah, okay. Looks like we've got a solid ground speed now. Pretty much set on this.
Test.
I'm back.
Orgs logged onto the server. Orgs joined channel root.
Hey all. So this just flight plane is parity good then?
Oh, and I was nearly falling asleep there. Yeah, the just flight plane's
Orgs
pretty
left
good.
channel. Orgs joined channel all been flying. S.
I'll stick us in there in a second. Yeah, the just flight is fine. It's its sounds are interesting in some places. I wish they had a little bit more bass to them, but it's pretty good. And you get your call outs and all your warnings and stuff. I haven't tried it, it's AP I
Marshall desktop left channel
use.
with Marshall only. Marshall desktop joined channel left.
Okay.
Sorry about that, I moved us.
Yeah, I gathered. Yeah, you have to use Tramp's autopilot with it, I think. I haven't tested Just Flights, but I don't think it'll work.
Sorry about that.
Alright.
Track flight project 454 KTF 36,631 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Oh, I'm making our way along. I was about to fall asleep anyway, so that would have been nice. Wouldn't have landed properly. We've got a while to go yet. Hi.
Hello.
This is Jeff. It's like, isn't too bad, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, yeah. And it's free. This is the Rolls Royce one. I think they do a Pratt & Whitney one as well for the 7.5 you have to buy.
So does it have its own fuel thing so you can actually fuel it?
Yeah, the fuel and payload thing works, yeah. But
Using the FST autopilot, or can you actually use the...
yeah, I'm using FST. I haven't tried it with Just Flights yet. I need to try that, but I didn't want to do it on stream in case it didn't work. But yeah.
Because we had that last week with the
Oh yeah, the good old
Riku
Riku 777 with the AP that didn't work. It does. FS Tramp did seem to sort of oscillate the throttles a bit on climb, but it sorted itself out as soon as we got higher up.
Yeah, he can't really do much with like these payware aircraft because he doesn't own any of them. He just kind of...
Yeah, it works fine.
You would have landed properly, because if you would have gotten to like 60 miles out and you still weren't responding, then I would probably send something loud into the mic and then contact the sister to come and
Have you guys
at least
tried anything
get in the
with,
room and see if you were alright.
Have you guys tried anything with the like M2 and you know, switching to approach and actually try to do a proper ILS?
No, I haven't had it do that yet. I haven't done that. Have you had it follow an ILS down? Does it like do it correctly?
I haven't yet because I've been now like any P3D, like no matter if I do it with ideal flight or not, no matter like any P3D flight that I load is keeps saying.
Oh yeah, I remember reading in the group you were having issues with P3D. Did you reinstall it or something? Is it still not working?
S.
Yeah, Imogen's not here, Marshall.
Oh, in that case, I'd have gone through you, Mum, because...
Just scream down my ear, and I'd hear you, because I've got the headphones on.
Either that, or I'd just play a laughable chart.
Steve's trying to set up an echo dot downstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to do that the other day because we got the new echo dots, and because we had the old ones, I had to turn it all over.
He has a problem where like the one echo is we already have one set up downstairs, and like apparently like he tried to go set up the other one, and now it's showing him this stuff
Untitled,
like
restream chat row 1 column, live light and team talk 5 class, live light master volume slider 80.
coming up with the setup for the
81,
other one.
85.
So,
Microsoft Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you have to go and like unpair it or whatever. I mean, you know, like repair it.
yeah.
But yeah, so what's happening with your P3D?
Yeah, no, it's basically saying that there's a malformed XML whenever I try to load a flight.
Oh.
I think, like, I researched the error, and it's not common. It's nothing to do with Ideal Flight or anything. It's just something with P3D, like this XML or something that is messed up, like for the actual flight itself.
Have you like got rid of all the folders and reinstalled?
Yeah, well, I had. That's how I fixed the Ideal Flight.
Oh, the blue screen thing, yeah.
So I might have to do it again just to freaking get this thing situated.
Yeah.
I might just back up my 737, you know, because I have all like the sounds and everything set up for that.
What was this like this guy that you were on about that did sounds in the group? Because I looked at his thing and a lot of his sounds seem to be for X-Plane, or do they work in both?
No, they work in both. There's the XP edition, and then there's the regular ones. Like
Oh.
So it'll say like 737 CFM XP, you know, that's the XP version, X-Plane version, and then there's a regular one, a regular version.
Right, because like I saw like, so for the, say the A350, that's got 2 versions and stuff, has it? And all those. Oh, okay, I forgot.
You know, yeah, like there's the two engines variants, and you know, there's like 4 versions, one for regular, one for X-Plane.
Right, okay.
I think because X-Plane's got a different sound engine, so it's not like you can't...
Oh, yeah, it's completely different, yeah. Are they good?
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the 737 one, and I got the Rolls-Royce 737 one, because that's what this particular one, you know, Riku plane uses.
The Rolls-Royce what?
He's got a Rolls-Royce, or he's got an RR, which is Rolls-Royce 737 sound.
737?
Yeah, it says RR, so I don't know what that means. Rolls-Royce.
Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't think it can be. If it, I've never seen a 737 with Rolls-Royce engines. That'd be fun. I think they're all just CFMs. I'll have to have a look. But yeah.
Yeah. It is. Never mind. No, I'm looking at the file right now. It is CFM. So
oh, it's CFM, right?
So it's a 787.
Oh, a 78. Okay, nice. Does it have avionics and stuff and all the whole?
Yeah. Well, I don't like the installer he uses because it doesn't, like, you can have different install options if you're using like the Aerosoft. It's got different sounds for the GWS and one. So you can like select whether you're using that or whether you're using like the normal complete package actually has a nice GPWS in it, but you can't click the damn checkboxes without sighted help, and I'm like, damn it, that's annoying. And you can select them, and I think it works then, but it won't say like complete check. It'll say complete checkbox not checked, but the other ones will be deselected. So I think you can do it with object nav. I'm going to, once I can fly again, I'm
Right.
going to, you know,
I'll take a look
test
then.
that again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a look, because if he's got some good sounds, I mean, with the TSS and whatever, then I've got good on
good
20.
weather sounds too.
Oh yeah. I'll have a look at some of his
really good high
previews.
quality weather and thunder sounds.
I haven't done much of that yet,
The,
flying with Tramp in a thunderstorm, see how it handles.
It's interesting because with the default, because you know, Ideal Flight is a weather engine as well. If you don't have like Active Sky or something, and it does pretty well on a thunderstorm. I was flying.
What does it do?
You know,
What
default-
does
default-
Ideal Flight do? Like pull the weather currently for your flight plan and then just insert that into the sim beforehand? Or is it just random?
The Ideal Flight weather engine is, you know, like random based on, you know, like, you know, where you are and stuff. Like it'll select, like, you know, if you select like a season or something.
Oh, I see, right, okay, so
It'll-
it's not real world, but it's
it'll-
just based on what you select.
Yeah, it's based on that, like, but I mean, you can turn off the weather. I mean, I turned it off and I use Active Sky.
Yeah.
But it, even with Active Sky, we got, Ideal Flight's got like thermal, you know, lifts and stuff like that. So it'll like it'll generate the massive. It'll sometimes, depending on what you're turning, it'll make the massive air around your aircraft, like, you know, it'll like make the wind direction different so that you can not.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with
different weather.
the sim, if you select a weather scenario, it's different to if you have that weather scenario in Active Sky, because Active Sky obviously will generate all the thermal stuff, the cloud layers, whereas the default weather in the sim is quite basic.
Yeah, and well, Ideal Flight, even like with Active Sky, enhances the thermal stuff, lift and all that stuff. I mean, the best thing about Ideal Flight for us is, like, you know, if you like, you can manually input fuel. You can put in like the block fuel that you get from SimBrief, and it'll automatically balance the stuff out so you get that weight. Not, it's not going to be close to it. It's not going to be, you know, it's going to be usually that exact weight.
Yeah. And what did you say in the group the other day? It was, you said it was like a month or something until Project Fly V4, because that I am looking forward to.
Yeah, Project Fly V4. Yeah, he said it's about 2 months out. So.
Well, yeah.
June, May.
Yeah. But I think I did see that PAX is going to be released before like June. I think they said. I can't remember. It was in an FS Elite article.
Yeah, it's going to be released before June 1st. So
And they did like a preview video of it. It was pretty brief. Like there wasn't a lot in it, but there was a few announcements and stuff being made.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it sounds very good. But like the whole thing they were saying, like they've got variations of stuff, so like it won't be the same old announcements every time. It'll be different, like phraseology. So that's great.
Yeah, they did demonstrate that. They pretty much did the same flight, like loaded the same flight, but it was different announcement.
Yeah.
The 3 times they did it. 20
Yeah.
If you get an iMessage, it was me, by the way, that just about a playlist that you might be interested in.
Ground speed 453
Just
kbs.
create.
Live Lion Team, Microsoft.
Alright.
So where did you end up getting the Just Flights then? Did you, like, where?
I think you can get it off there. Well, it was a long time ago when I got it. I assume it works in P3D V4. It's you basically. I think it does. You make an account and then you go as if you're going to buy it. But it's a free. It's called freemium Just Flight 757, and then you basically buy it for £0 and 0p, and then you get that, yeah. And then there's an expansion if you want the Pratt and Whitney engines that you do have to pay for, but the Rolls-Royce one is free.
That's cool.
I think the reason I got this one was because it actually worked with IYP back in the day. It was all interfaced with that, but obviously then IYP died, so yeah.
What's really cool about Ideal Flight is that when you load a plan, even before like the flight that it creates, you can actually, before you even unpause the sim, start the flight, you can have it go to your approach to practice landing, which is pretty
Oh
awesome,
yeah. That could be helpful. I mean, it obviously not a lot at the time, but if you've got like a new aircraft and you want to test it out, you can stick it on an approach and see how it goes.
Well, yeah, I mean mainly for like FST, like you can practice your landing, see how good
Yeah.
you can land. And
Yeah.
doing it over and over. It also has that feature like IYP did, where you can, it wasn't ever accessible with IYP, but you can actually start programs when the simulator starts.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
when the
Can you?
simulator starts,
Does it work with Project Fly and stuff? Because I heard people were having issues with it starting Project Fly and a few other apps.
well, the dialogue currently really isn't the most accessible. I mean, it will be in the next update. I think that's the reason why the update's not coming out. It isn't out right now because he's working on all the labels and all that. Like he finally just figured out how to label stuff. So all that stuff should be accessible in the next next update coming out. Big freaking update.
And how much is it? What actually is it? Is it like you have to buy FSX and then P3D separate as well?
No, I mean you can for the professional. See, this is what I don't like, and I hope that he can revise soon. Is that basically the professional version, which is what we all got for those of us using P3D. It's got all of the augmented and all that expansion stuff built in. So basically, you buy the program once and you have everything. I guess when he created the program, he was designing it for FSX, so he made this cool program, and then oh, I'm gonna make an expansion and charge for it. So that's what the greater augmented edition is. And then so basically you buy the base program, then you buy the greater augmented. That's if you want to use it for FSX. And then so I mean, I think really the best thing to do is to use P3D, because then you don't have to buy two different versions of the same thing.
I definitely wouldn't be buying it twice. Yeah, I mean it sounds good and all, but it depends how much it is and for what it can do for me.
Well, I think it's it's maybe $20 for the base program, and then 30 for the augmented. I think because I think he needs to just make. He just needs to make a version for FSX that
just like an all-in-one type thing.
Yeah. I wonder if he did that for P3D, because it's P3D is nobody. If they can help it, nobody's using FSX anymore.
Yeah. I mean, for sighted people, it's a no-brainer. There's no need to use FSX because it's you can do more with P3D on the visual side and whatever. So
Well, I mean, I don't like FSX just because it runs slower on my system.
Yeah.
Now, compared to P3D speed.
I mean, there are things I like about both of them. P3D is better on the system, better on the sounds, but its menus are a pain. It's doable. There's no issue with it.
This is why I told the Ideal Flight developer too, because he's got go to approach and go to final and go to advanced and top of descent. All that stuff is in the add-ons menu. So I told him.
Yeah, that could be a right pain.
Menus aren't too accessible with P3D, so you may want to just add that as a sub-menu in the Ideal Flight program, and he is, which is nice. But that's only for the Ideal Flight stuff. FS Trans, thank God it's got a hotkey, otherwise you'd have to do it through there.
Yeah, because I was looking yesterday, there's loads of things you can do with Tramp. Not all of them are applicable to us, but there's a lot of stuff you can do in the add-ons menu under Tramp. There's loads of things, but of course if it hasn't got a hotkey then you have to go there to do it.
Like what can you do there that you can't do in the main menu?
I think let me have a look right now.
Object review. Microsoft Flight Sim. Main menu. Activate. World. Options. Use. Help. Add-ons. Invoke. Add-ons menu. Activate. FS Tram.
Right.
FS Tram menu. Toggle visibility.
Alright, so you've got toggle visibility, toggle
flight
docking, toggle flight
flight
plan, toggle fly holding, map zoom in, map zoom out, toggle map 1-2, toggle map follows aircraft,
Well, all
and
the,
map
all of
and all
those
that.
could be made hotkeys.
Yeah.
Map view move right.
I don't know if they are. I have no idea. And then there's a load of map move stuff.
FS Tram menu.
So there's a lot of stuff there. None of it, like I say, is all applicable to us. It doesn't matter.
Main menu bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, a lot of like every one of those functions can be designated a hotkey. I don't think all of them are by default, but you can go in there.
Yeah, you'd have to go in and do it.
But I mean,
so what in this new version is it? Control F11 to toggle your AP and your flight plan, all at the same time?
no, it's whatever hotkey you have your flight plan set to.
Oh right, okay.
It's Control F11 by default.
Yeah, so mine will still be on Control F11 because I haven't changed it. Right. So then, like for example, because we're flying along
I
now.
had to change it for
Yeah, you would have had to do that.
CSX is Control 12.
Yeah. So if I did that now, it takes out the AP and stuff, and flight plan here. Yeah. Okay. Which is the only reason it's useful is obviously like on approach. If you're getting close to the ground and the AP's not come out because it's high elevation or something, you can just take it out.
Yeah, really quick. Yeah.
Because yeah, like I had it yesterday when it disconnected at 1,000. I was like, 1,000 feet. That's not fun.
If you're on an ILS approach, I think it'll disconnect, like relatively like near the runway, like because it knows, where the center is or whatever, so it'll disconnect.
Yeah, it's usually all right. Like I usually have it disconnected about 300, 200 feet ish, sometimes even a bit lower. But just the odd time, like yesterday, it disconnected at 1,000 feet, which was fun. I mean, we managed to land.
I think that's what most sighted people recommend. Like,
yeah.
Turn off the autopilot manually at 1,000 feet anyway.
Yeah, that's what they usually do. Yeah, and then have them fly the rest of the way. So does this guy, this sound pack guy, have like A320 sounds?
Yeah.
Nice, I'll have a look. Oh, very good.
Yeah, pretty much, I think A380s too. He's got all the Airbuses on it.
And these are all freeware.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at them then. See what sort of quality they are.
He's going to be getting the CRJ stuff, hopefully soon.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, because some of them are good. Like so it all depends on the sound. Sky High sounds are incredible. They're great. Is it Sky? Yeah, Sky High. And then Sky Songs are pretty nice. Some of them depends on the pack. And TSS, some of the older stuff is terrible.
Yeah, I don't like. I mean, I like this guy because he's got. He doesn't. The wind sound isn't insane. Like it's good.
Yeah, TSS, and a lot of TSS ones, for some reason, they almost like they sound a bit electronic. Like they sound false. I don't know what it is on some of them.
These ones are electronic because he actually gets similar to a guy that I used to follow on Simviation. He gets a lot of his sounds and like splices them together from YouTube, so he gets it a lot from like a real aircraft channel.
Yeah.
He gets his sounds like engine stuff from real aircrafts.
Yeah, I mean you can tell when someone's
like it too because
put detail in.
Yeah, because you can like when the thing is idle, when the 737 is idle, it sounds, you know, really quiet, like a real jet. You can faintly just hear the engines, but it's, you know, it's like a real jet. Like, I mean, I remember flying in a jet. You barely heard the engines.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends where you are. Like, is he doing it from cockpit or cabin point of view?
He's doing it from cockpit, although he does have cabin, like, for those that support it, like
right.
Viewpoints.
Yeah, yeah. So like from the cockpit, they're you should definitely be able to hear them. But say in the 7.3, they are pretty quiet, yeah, on idle, and then they get a lot louder as soon as you stick it at, you know, full power.
Full power, yeah.
Has he done any props or anything?
Yeah, he's got the Dash. Well, he's got the Dash 8. He's got what else? I mean, he's focusing on the big ones, but there's stuff up there. There's there's the C206. There's like the twin Otter is up there.
Track flight crew N/A 452 kTm, 36,000 feet. Altitude 451 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Let me see. I gotta book my. It's a blog. And it kind of annoys me. He's got freaking sounds for freaking truck simulator. And I don't want to fucking with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose I could take some sounds for top speed.
It's not even worth it. The amount of times we've played top speed. Like top speed's always fun every once in a while, but it gets very boring quickly because it's very kind of arcade style.
We need a racing simulator, not an arcade racing game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I would love to be able to do is like create a mod for Formula 1 where you could just put like beeping in each stereo field, so you know, if you need to go hard left it would beep like extremely to the left and then level out as soon as you were around the corner, if you know what I mean. But I don't think anyone would be able to do that.
Yeah, and I mean with Formula 1 none of the menus or anything is accessible at all. So like memorising where's to fizz, but it'd be a lot easier if menus and options are accessible.
Well, I think that's, you know, that's coming sooner than we think, because Mortal Kombat 11 now has spoken, you know, voice menus for you know, so I think it's coming. There's like 5 or 6 games now that are doing voice menus. So we got Age of Empires, we got Division. I mean, it's insane the amount of like 6 games now that have got voice menus.
Yeah, it is getting better.
Although apparently it does suck, because there's a friend of mine who's he's like a Chinese fanatic, like within the blind community. He uses a Chinese screen reader.
Okay.
There's XCDR or something.
Right.
And basically, I'm surprised. Like apparently that thing will read the P3D menu bars in a traditional menu bar.
Oh right, interesting.
And I'm like, how the hell? Like, why does NVDA do that?
Yeah, both JAWS and NVDA don't read it now. Yeah.
I think it's because this screen reader uses the graphics card. Like it makes there's certain apps like MIXXDJ or whatever that are completely inaccessible. It looks like a Unity app, and it's completely inaccessible with JAWS and NVDA, but completely accessible with this thing. So it's just interesting. Like, I mean, there's an English version of it, but it's like not exactly the best translated version, because I mean, I get like there's Chinese people that speak English. I think that's why they you know put it in there, but it's not the best English. I mean, it's not
right.
English.
Yeah.
Is this A330 SP an X-plane one?
No, SP. I don't know what SP stands for, but it's. I think that's like maybe like simulator. I'm not sure what SP stands for, but I know the XP one is definitely X-plane. The SP one is the version you want.
Oh, okay, because there is an A330 over here that you might want there.
Yeah, because I noticed TSS in the folder we have doesn't have a A330 for the General Electrics. What's this guy's website called?
I'll drop
it's
I'll drop the link. I just had drop it.
I will say
Messages,
that
Marshall desktop dialog. New messages, multi-line.
this
Bang.
guy, like everybody else in the community that does these kind of linky things, has he links to the URL shorteners that make him money. So.
Oh, right. Okay, so you have to get past those.
https
Yeah.
//ki .blogspot. Marshall desktop /k
Just imagine how much money he's making off this. Like, every click.
Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Fair, that's actually a pretty good way of making the money, because instead of charging for his sound packs and having to deal with all that, he just, every time someone clicks or shares it, he gets it through that, yeah. Which is a pain for us, because you have to go through the goddamn, you know, process of getting through the URL thing, but for him, I guess.
S.
Well, you just gotta go through a capture, which is, you just take a checkbox, hit continue, but then there's gonna be a pop-up, so you have to close that. Then once you get to the actual link, it uses Mega, so Mega's not that bad. It's not like an ad, it's not like Mega's not too bad for downloading.
Just send me that link on Skype, Marshall, so I can get it on my phone. Because I'm trying to look at it on there. Because I'm streaming on here.
Hold on. Just gotta wait for Skype to boot itself.
Right.
Track flight project. Altitude 36,000 feet. 452 kts. N/A. Flight en route. Latitude. Flight. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
I just sent it over to you.
Oh, alright, okay, great, thanks.
Excuse me.
So like there's an FSX P3D section in X-Plane, so I'm guessing if you just go to FSX P3D you see them all there, do you?
Actually, no. If you go, I don't know if you do or not. If you see, because you'll see like the archive blog posts and stuff like on under that category. So I would just go to the
Right.
availability link.
Yeah, because I think that's what I did before when it was in the group. I went to FSX and P3D, but I don't think he's got all of them under there because there wasn't that many, and I was like, oh well, he hasn't done many for FSX.
Well,
but I guess
he has, but it's.
Is it under something else?
It's basically all of the like links he puts up are like blog posts essentially.
Right.
That it goes to the FSX P2D category, which doesn't show you everything on that.
Yeah.
It's in that category. You have to go to each page. So basically, what I do, he links to every sound pack available on the quote-unquote available heading on the homepage.
Okay.
So there's an available, there's a requested, and there's an upcoming.
Okay, nice.
And the available heading is everything he's done.
Yeah, so you want all the SP ones is what we want, but we don't want the XP ones, obviously.
Yeah, SP, or some don't say SP, some just say, like -8 for instance, but no, there's -8 and there's -8 XP. So, so like anything that doesn't say XP on it, I guess.
They even have fucking Gulfstream. You can get one of them.
Oh, flip.
Apparently, I thought that I thought that basically Gulfstream, the Gulfstream company itself, doesn't allow for simulation. Like Gulfstream themselves, like forbids, you know, flight simulator to make, or any company to like make simulations of their stuff.
Oh right. Because well, I saw this the other day. There's Ron Colis would be happy because there's a Dassault Falcon 8X coming for X-plane. So you know, he would be all happy, but then he can't even use it because it's an X-plane.
Yeah, I know.
It's like it's a full model of a Dassault Falcon 8X that they're doing.
If I would, you know, if we could use X-plane, I'd probably switch to it in a heartbeat because it's less memory. It's like way better than FSX, definitely better than P3D as far as performance goes. Like I have it, I've tried it, I've loaded the plane just to check it out, but it's not worth it for like, you know, serious use.
Yeah, I guess I mean it's all about. It's not a lot that needs to be made accessible, to be fair. I mean, at its very core, all you need is the sort of main interface of choose your aircraft, choose your plane, you know, set your flight up, and that's it.
Interface, I think it's X-plane, its interface at its very core, I don't think it can be made accessible. The screen readers, they're like coded to rely on dialogues and stuff, and...
Oh no, I'm not suggesting it would be made. I'm saying what we'd need is that. So it would obviously they'd have to redesign their interface, and of course they're not going to do that for Minority because they never want, you know, people don't want to do that.
Well, they're not going to do it because they just took X-plane, they just took the dialogues out of X-plane 10, you know, because people don't want dialogues. They want everything in one window, and they want. I think it's the engine they're using too to like make it is. Like
P3D.
FS Tramp is okay.
Ow. P3D is an interesting one because P3D is I mean the only reason people even use P3D is because they've invested so much money over the years into FSX and previous sims and scenery, because P3D is basically FSX on steroids. So
yeah,
the actual P3D interface and the P3D graphics, all the sided simmers don't like P3D itself, because when you get it out of the box, the actual sim looks crap. The actual menus and stuff are very simplistic, which for us is good, but not for them. Which is why then they spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on it, getting it to look better. And that's what they do. Whereas X-plane, you can get it out of the box. You can get things like the Zebo 7.3, you can get all these sorts of great freeware aircraft, great freeware scenery, and it's a lot more user-friendly.
Yeah.
But it's just for us, it's nowhere near
and the default ATC is a lot better too.
Is it? I've never seen anyone use that, but that's interesting.
What was that, sorry?
They're either probably using it on, you know, VATSIM or whatever, but you know, yeah, the X-plane default ATC, they just changed it, by the way, to you know, to phraseology and whatnot. I think they're gonna keep changing. They come out with updates like every month. X-plane comes out with updates.
Yeah, they're always updating. Whereas P3D updates are you know, whenever they are yearly, and then you have to pay big bucks to get another license.
No, I don't think you have to. I don't know if you have to pay to get, like, if P3D 5 came out, yeah, I guess you would. You have to pay for every version.
Yeah, like, yeah. So from when P3D V3 was left and V4 came out, you had to rebuy V4, yeah. And then of course, like, you know, 4.1, 4.2, all that obviously you get for free. But then when V5 comes out, I'd imagine you'd have to rebuy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
X-Plane, yeah,
the same for X-Plane. Like when X-Plane 11 came out from 10, you had to buy that, but then they update it to 1.0, 2.0, and they push out updates much more frequently.
Yeah.
And like people are getting on board with X-Plane. Like Active Sky just brought out their X-Plane client. People are starting to move over away from P3D, because P3D itself is.
Well, I mean, P3, like, I have my simulations isn't moving away from P3D. Like, everybody's still supporting P3D.
Oh, it's not that they're not supporting it yet, but I just mean P3D is the present. X-Plane is sort of the future. X-Plane now is not anywhere near P3D in terms of a lot of its add-ons. The aircraft, the payware aircraft aren't there yet. But give it 10 years or so, maybe more. P3D will be on the decline and X-Plane will be up there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get hold
Well,
of these
I do like the
7.4s.
simplicity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not accessible, but I do like the simplicity of installing add-ons with X-Plane, because it's like almost like an app store.
Yeah, they have the org and there's all stuff on there, yeah. I'll be back in just a sec.
As if I'm gonna have to go through ID.
I'm back.
Okay.
And I guess as well the thing is with X-Plane, because we've got Tramp, you just, because you don't even have to rebuy it, you just stick it in there and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look at this guy's sound packs, see if they're any good. All of these seem to be SP at the minute.
No, I mean, if X-Plane was accessible, I'd totally, because I'm probably not going to have the graphics card hanging issues with it if, I could actually use it.
Like, with this guy's website, there's the section that says available, and then there's each, what do you go through, the available or all the blog posts?
No, go to the available, because that gives you everything he's got.
Right, okay. Because there's just ones that don't say anything, then there's one that say XP. So I assume the ones that are just like a link is the P3D ones.
Yeah. The ones that don't say XP they're just the ones that say XP are all just X-Plane.
Yeah.
I really wish that, like I tried emailing info at Laminar, the Laminar research guys, and I didn't get a response. I wonder if, because I know Lockheed Martin, they're big on they're like a recognized like military company. Obviously they're not going to respond to shit we send, but like I don't know who Laminar Research is.
Yeah, the Laminar Research have been going for a good while. They're very, thing is with them, they're very forward thinking, and they're always adding new stuff. Like they're big on the physics and getting the physics right and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, because I've heard from sighted simmers, when you're actually flying, X-Plane is a lot more alive, whereas P3D is quite sort of, the flight models are always very kind of flat.
I know they probably didn't change it from FSX. Like
Yeah, I guess not. Because, I mean, they just got the code from FSX and basically made it 64-bit and, you know, upped stuff a bit, and then, you know, there you go, you've got V4.
Well, I think they're focusing on the military stuff, like the F-16 or F-16.
Yeah.
They got.
So is there no way to access X-Plane, like, at all, like OCR or anything like that? Does nothing work?
No, you can do OCR, but that's literally the only thing. Like I've installed. You have to even install X-Plane with OCR.
Oh,
and,
right,
and
okay.
that's not bad, but like clicking like to go to an airport or something, that's hard to do with OCR.
Right, yeah. That's a shame. And what about like Ideal Flight? Can you get it to load you into the sim automatically and do it that way?
Unfortunately, Ideal Flight doesn't support X-Plane yet.
That's a shame. Well, maybe when they do, that would be helpful, because then you're not going to have to go through all the dialogues. You could just launch you in and off you go.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you will support X-Plane. Also, I don't know what the keyboard commands are, because every time I look, it's like, oh, you can look at the keyboard commands and settings, blah blah blah.
Oh.
And like it's, you can't, you know, it's not like F4 or whatever. I think Control-Shift-B will restart the engines.
Interesting. I'd have to have a look. I guess you could get a sighted person to adjust the key commands for you once, and then once that's done, they're set.
Yeah.
I'd imagine there'd be ways around it, just about, but you'd have to have something like Ideal Flight to load it in automatically for you.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I'm using Ideal Flight just for convenience sake for that with PCD.
But with like Ideal Flight, I mean, I don't think I'm going to bother with Ideal Flight, but let's say, if, just so I know how it works, if, you know, sort of the X-Plane in the future. If for example, I was using it with P3D and I selected an A320, you know, like my A320 in P3D, and then click load, will it load the sim with the A320 in, ready to go?
Yeah.
At the gate? Nice. Okay. Yeah.
At the gate, yeah, with fuel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about it.
Yeah. So I'd imagine if he did ever support X-Plane, which, you know, is not happening now, but in the future at some point, then it will be possible to at least load the aircraft, and then as long as we could access Tramp's panel or, you know, whatever, then...
Well, I mean, he'd have to create an entirely new version to support X-Plane, because X-Plane's got an entirely new, like, flight...
Well, yeah, he could keep his current interface, but, like, the actual files, say, like, you wouldn't have the old aircraft CFGs, it wouldn't be that format, it would be a different format, and the things it reads from, and like you say, the actual plan, so it would do that, yeah. It would have to do that rather.
No, I don't even think X-Plane has CFGs. It's got all that stuff is like hidden, and then I think with X-Plane, you don't have to worry about that. I think they took all that configuration crap, and like it does it mostly. It's mostly automated. Like even all like the add-ons and whatnot. It's mostly automated.
Well, I mean the actual info for the aircraft would have to be somewhere, so we'd have to somehow get it to read from that, which could be tricky if it's not just a file. It'd have to find and get it to read.
I think it is a file, but it's an encrypted file, which you might be able to read from, like, programmatically.
Yeah, well, it's perhaps something for consideration. It's for the future anyway.
I mean, I'm trying to make him basically make Ideal Flight more for like a virtual, well, like design it more like for those of us flying virtual airlines, because you know, right now we have, I mean, I can make, you know, I have profiles for, like, you know, different virtual airlines I fly, which you know,
that does sound nice with Ideal Flight, that sort of idea that you can have your profiles, so if you're flying with a certain VA you can launch up certain software.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have...
I mean, since I don't do a lot of VA, it doesn't matter to me, but for, yeah, and like you could have, I guess, you know, like full flight mode where it launches up active sky and everything, or, you know, test mode where it just launches the very basics that you need.
Well, yeah, I can make like a test profile, and then I can just launch the sim, and maybe...
yeah.
Yeah, it'll just launch the sim and maybe like, you know, tramp won't be there, but
you know, like maybe you could have, I don't know, you might have, okay, general aviation profile where I'm flying a prop. I want FSX pilot for this, because I'm just going to do some VFR, like little touch and go stuff and whatever, and you can have it launch up whatever you need for that, yeah.
Plus, I like that Ideal Flight needs the aircraft's CFGs, or, you know, whatnot, and gives you good stuff to put into FSX pilot, like a good initial ascent rate, a descent rate.
Yeah, yeah, I do like that. The only issue comes when you get these idiotic freeware developers that can't, like, that don't model it properly.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, there's freaking Riku, man. Riku is notorious for that shit.
Yeah, all the freeware is just tossed together. The FSX P3D freeware is generally kind of very sketchy with its information.
Like I mean, thankfully you can change the flight parameters so you don't have to use the boot because the 787 that I got, like the Riku Mega Pack, has a range by default of 500 miles.
500? What?
What is that plane, sorry?
It's a freaking the Riku 787, like from the Mega Pack.
I don't understand how that works, because I've flown that before, more than 500 miles and not run out of fuel, so then like I don't get how that translates into...
Well, I think it's just based on what the CFG's like. It's not, it doesn't use the CFG for like, it uses like, you know, for range or whatever, but it doesn't use, I mean, you may have had unlimited fuel on it too.
No, it was with FSXP, so I checked the fuel levels. I've definitely flown more than 500 miles with the 7A.
Well, it was some like ridiculous number. I had to change the range to...
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine the range will be wrong. I'm not surprised, because the ranges are very... And the thing with range, actually, to be fair, I mean, if it's 500, that's ridiculous. But the issue you always have with range is it's very dependent on a lot of things, on what your actual range is. Like, this is why for Eurofly it's so difficult to get specs, because it depends on wind, it depends on your cruise altitude, you know, how old the aircraft is, so whether your engines are at max...
I like that apparently when you're like in Ideal Flight, I haven't tried this yet, but when you're done a flight, the fuel profile and stuff, it'll actually calculate the range as you flew it based on the sim, so like based on cruise altitude, based on your speed and stuff. If you either run out of fuel or if you land, you can apparently, like, it'll calculate a good range for the aircraft based on how you flew it.
Right. Okay, I guess that's good, because it's like intuitive learning. It learns as you fly.
Yeah. But it's basically very like, you could either paste a route from SimBrief, or you can just paste, you know, put in iCals and it'll make a route, you know, for you. You can just go to like paste clipboard, put in 2 iCals, boom, like you have a flight and you can sit and fly and you're ready to go. You don't have to, you know, like if you just want to flight, like if you're not doing VAs, you just want to flight to fly, you want to know, you know where you want to go. Or if you don't know where you want to go, you can move to your departure, hit new destination, and it'll come up with an interesting, you know, flight itinerary. Like that part of it's kind of cool, based on like your aircraft and range and whatnot.
You still there, Dak?
Yeah.
I think he muted you.
I'm still there, I was just reading this guy's website.
S. Track flight project. Heading left. Heading. 232 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Not this when it's things say XB.
No, it's not XB, it's XP.
Just like I'm just looking at videos on his channel. Like this one says XB737, and then it says SP.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
don't know what XB means, but yeah.
Some of his previews are kind of like only does like 2 views. Like he doesn't do all the views.
Yeah.
S. 52.1% RAM used. CPU at 43.9%.
Right, now I've got to remember how to use this.
Track flight. 183 nm. 35,997 feet. 445 kts. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
I can't wait till
Yeah,
Project
how do
Fly. Eh?
How do I friggin' uninstall X-Plane? The damn thing isn't in my Admiral programs. I need to friggin' take that damn... need to save some drive space.
Yeah, I added a Windows update and they took like 10 gig off my drive. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then I like left my computer for 30 minutes, came back and then found that 5 gigs had gone off my drive. I was like, okay. But yeah, I can't wait till Project Fly V4 when you can dispatch it and it'll just go, you know, this route was used on such and such a date. Would you like to use this real world route, and just pull it that way and get it? It'll be so much, you know, like...
Oh, that's how it's gonna work. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I think that's what it's gonna do, yeah. And if there's no, like, available routing, it'll just generate one of its own, but it'll pull the routing that it would give to an airline.
That's gonna be cool.
So it'll be like, I guess it'll be like getting it off...
Will you be able to, like, set it up to avoid Syria and stuff like that?
I think it should automatically do that. If it's in an area that you're supposed to, or the airlines would avoid, it should avoid it. But I think there's going to be like filters that you can edit yourself. So I'd imagine you could go in and say avoid a certain area if you really wanted to.
Yes, I've got the 747 GE NX.
Oh, from that guy.
Yeah. I'm debating whether to use that or the L1011 tomorrow now. I don't know whether you want to take this project on with me, but I was going to try and do a project where I fly to each country where there's a Formula 1 race on, either on that weekend or the weekend before.
I guess to try.
Well, there's a what is it? There's a worldwide virtual Formula 1 tour.
Oh.
Yeah, I suppose I could try that. It would mean that I'd have to get up at 5:30 or 6:30 in the morning to get it going. Which would mean I would have to create. Yeah, which would mean I would have to create the template the night before. I'm partly thinking as well so that I can actually get it landed and still have a couple of hours left if I need to do anything. going to install this 7.4 sound set there, and then I'm going to go for meds.
Yeah. Yeah, I've no idea how this guy's will compare to TSS, because I haven't flown their 7.4, but at least his wind will be less in your face.
Yeah. I really hope she stops.
Project flight document.
I really hope she
Ground speed,
stops.
445
these
kts,
next
35,997 feet, 148 nm. Microsoft Flight
week.
Simulator.
Like today, I'll be in the middle of doing something. You know what I mean?
What happened?
Oh, just meds that aren't necessarily doing anything.
You have to go through the audio captures, do you, on this URL site?
Yeah, you will.
No, I just click, you know, like I'm not a robot, and it just, oh, you're verified.
Oh, okay, maybe it's because I'm just doing it on my phone. Perhaps it'll do it in the browser, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Next. Can I just tell this to install to the desktop just for ease? I guess I can.
you could, but I mean, no. Well, yeah, because then it's gonna make a sim objects folder, because it's meant to be installed to the aircraft folder.
Just do a sound folder. Like, can if you stick it on the
Yeah.
Right.
Make like a sound, like you know, like a FT sound folder or something.
I really should organise my sounds better, because I could have them all in a folder and then just alias them to whatever aircraft I want. Like, you know, like the 737 CFM, because I've got a few 737s, I could just alias the one sound pack to 2 or 3 aircraft instead of having it in each one. Be a lot easier.
Now, how do you? Oh yeah, like it's kind of wasting space that way. How do you alias sound patterns?
You just create a sound folder in that aircraft that you want it to go to, and then you create a TXT file just called sound in that folder, and then you just write in there, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's something like alias equals, and then you just put the file path to the sound folder.
Oh, okay.
And that way, you know, if you've got like 4 or 5 aircraft or whatever that use the same sound set, because I know you have like your ERJs and your CRJs, you can just alias them.
But use the same sound.
Yeah, instead of wasting space, yeah.
Right, I'm going for meds now, so I'll be back in about 10.
We should be descending
I'm
soon.
not taking this.
Wait, what did you say, Mark?
Microsoft Flight Simulator S.
Yeah, I just sent an example like alias equals 747 \sound because
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, you have to put the folder in your airplanes folder. So, like, you know, you can make a folder in there called Sky Song Sounds, and then put all your Sky Song ones in there, and so on, for whatever sound company you get them from.
Oh, just a word of warning, because I can't even remember whether I charged this headset last night. If this headset dies, I'll come on the iPad and I'll use that thing's microphone and use the desktop to receive it.
Do I look 12?
Yeah, alright.
With my fucking mum's...
Track flight, dis 101 NM. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
I'm back.
Track flight, dis 84 NM. 35,997 feet. 445 kts. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. S. Menu. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Want to not warmed up for dinner?
Oh, yeah. Nah. Wow, the X-Plane 747 has freaking weapons in it on it? What?
What?
The 747 has weapons on, and the X-Plane version?
Oh.
He does. I go to the list. And it's B747 100 NASA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got freaking weapons on it. Oh wow, there's this X-plane has a default fitness goddamn space shuttle.
Yeah, it does. I've seen people doing like re-entering orbit on X-plane, and on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got a default space shuttle.
Is there an A318 POW?
I have no idea what that just said. Let me go and have a look what it said. Oh, I did see he's done an A318 Pratt & Whitney, Marshall. Yeah, I think I've never seen any airlines use it. It does exist, an A318 with PWs, but only the A318 uses them, and it usually uses CFMs. I don't know who uses Pratt & Whitneys.
See, that's cool, man. That plane has an MD, a default MD-80.
Yeah. Nice.
PW.
Yeah, PW. Yeah, I know what you mean, Marshall. No, there is one on his site, but I don't know who operates A318s with PWs. Very few airlines even operate the A318. So I don't know about PWs. BA obviously operate the A318 on their London City to JFK route, and that's CFMs.
See, this is cool. Like X-plane, it's got a log, and it like when I was browsing Control CR, like trying to figure it out, I'm now looking at this log, and it's like user is entering the holodeck. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Here's what user has entered.
It says user has entered the holodeck. I don't know what that is in the X-plane interface.
Oh.
Track flight, ground 450 KTS. 35,997 feet. Ground 4,
Trump's doing one of its weird approaches where it's not going to descend because we're now at 54 nautical miles and we haven't descended, so
Microsoft
we're going to be holding around the airport for a bit.
No, it's a star that, like.
Yeah, but in real life they would have started descending by this point. It's going to do it late.
Yeah, but it's again, ATC is what descends you, not the star.
Yeah, although I don't get why, because on some I've had it descend at like 140 out, and this one, I guess it depends on the star, but it's very weird.
I think it depends on the terrain too. Like, I noticed that Ideal Flight will actually literally make cruising altitudes based on the terrain, like based on either the AirAct data or the simulator. Like, so it's not gonna like make you crash into terrain inadvertently.
Yeah, it's the same with because the good thing with tramp and having altitude restrictions is usually, obviously, the restriction is to keep you above terrain, so you're usually all right.
Yeah. Well, deleting X-plane is pretty straightforward. It just goes to a folder on your desktop called X-Plane 11. There's no like add remove program thing. But I really would love to use it because, man.
No, I'd love to use it. I mean, like the Zebo 737, which you can get, which is free. It's just the sounds on it are great, and there's so much good freeware.
Now, where could you get that freeware? Is it on like a site, or is it in the X-Plane.org store?
What, the Zebo or just freeware in general?
The Zebo.
I think you have to get it off his site. It's a mod for the default 7.3 in X-Plane, but the sounds in it are way better. Like I don't know how you change views in X-Plane, but like you can even go into the cabin and the sounds change and they're dynamic, and you have all sorts.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't.
Are you thinking of overriding Tramp?
I don't know if the views are on. I don't know if you can do the keyboard.
No, Marshall, I'm not going to
Switch
override
views
Tramp.
with the keyboard.
I'll just leave it. It'll get us down. It's fine. It'll just do it.
It might be an ILS approach. That's why.
Yeah, it'll descend as it's fine.
Like look and see what your approach is. It might be an ILS approach. That's probably right.
Well, even so, the ILS is like 3,000 feet when you capture it, so it should have descended by now. It's because you'd have to just start descending manually on this approach by the looks of it, and then it'd carry on descending on the star.
I think the waypoint, like it depends on wherever the waypoint is. Like before you take off, look at your plan to see where the top descent is going to be.
Yeah, it's not a problem. I don't care. It does what it usually does. It'll hold at about 20 nautical miles out from the airport. It'll start descending, and then it'll sort of make turns around the airport and get us in the right position for the ILS or whatever it is. And then yeah, it's fine.
Track altitude 35,000, 29 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Goodbye, X-Plane, for now, at least.
Yeah, it's a shame. Oh, there we go. Oh, piss off, Reykjavik airport information. I didn't want you to play.
Tick 1. Tick.
Default ATC just starts playing. Oh, of course, and then it ducks my audio. I don't know why it does this. Whenever ATC plays in the sim, all my other audio, like music and team talk, gets ducked. There we go. You're back.
You gotta go to the communications thing in Windows and set your communications thing to do nothing. Set your communications to do nothing. I forgot where. It's somewhere in sounds.
Yeah, it's alright. It's come back now. It does it for about 10 seconds, and then it comes back to normal. Anyway, yeah, that's a real shame about X-Plane. I'd really love to use it and get some aircraft and stuff in it, but there we go.
Like I think they just. I wonder if I think X-Plane 10 would have been better because it had dialogues.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even if you could somehow get hold of X-Plane 10, I don't think a lot of things are supported now. It's a bit of a waste of time.
Yeah.
So it's.
I mean, we can do it. I just wish that like Object Nav would you could like we have to use OCR for everything. Like click on an item and then you have to.
I think what we'd need, to be honest, is because there's no point going to X-Plane Laminar and being like, can you redesign it for us? Because they're not going to do that. What we'd need is some sort of plugin that could interface with it and make. Because essentially, what things like Ideal Flight do, whether it be Ideal Flight or another plugin, I don't know. But what they do is they'll pull the location of the airport and whatever, and inject that data into the sim, and then that'll load your aircraft. So it's.
Well, yeah. If Ideal Flight ever came out with an X-Plane version, I mean we'd be set like regarding this.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'll perhaps have a look at it later and see if there's any sort of plugin.
That's why I got Ideal Flight in the first place, because I was just sick and tired of doing like going to the add-ons, going to the menus, going into the fuel and payload and messing with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't care about that with P3D. It takes me a few minutes at tops. But for X-Plane, any sort of plugin that simplifies the aircraft and stuff selection progress, and then will inject that data and the location into the sim. That's basically all we need. Because once you've loaded your aircraft, you know, you're fine. It is whatever. You just go. You just need to know your keyboard commands.
F4, yeah, like F4 is not full power. And,
No.
You know, I don't know how to like do the throttles in X-Plane.
Yeah, I'd have to look up the X-Plane key commands and see if they're set by default, or even if you have to go and change them yourself, in which case I could get someone to do that, you know, as a one-time thing. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Shit. Keep dropping this flipping iPod.
What
Right,
what do you have?
seems
Did you actually buy X-Plane, or are you just on a trial?
No, I didn't buy it. Hell no, I'm on the demo.
You are?
I'm on the demo, which
Alright.
the demo, like when I loaded up a flight or a plane or whatever, it's like, oh, you went out of the demo area, like or whatever. So I wonder if that's why it didn't let me do anything, because I couldn't select, you know, Seattle, like KSEA. KSEA is like the area. Do like 15 minutes in that area and just kind of fly around.
Yeah, they only give you a select area. So I mean, even if you could get into the airports thing, it's not like you could choose any airport you want.
Well, yes, you can choose an airport you want. Like just so you can look at the dot, like you can choose.
You just won't let you fly there, yeah.
Yeah. You can like see how the airports look and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of sighted simmers just use X-Plane default, because even default is pretty good. Like the scenery and stuff, it's good. There's no problem with it. It works fine.
Well, but I mean, again, the performance, like, there was no, like, I don't know, it doesn't, you know how Free2D and MSX sometimes crash on, like, road and stuff? X-Plane doesn't really do that. It's
P3D is bad on performance. Like, if you've been in the sim for a long time and you've not had it minimized, I notice it's not like it's fine, but it is pretty heavy.
Well, the Ideal Flight developers give me some suggestions regarding the P3D CFG to change, like keep the graphics on, but not make it so intense as to like crash the sim. Like he told me, gave me some settings to change, to tweak, and
yeah. I mean, I have all my graphics turned down, like all the textures and anti-aliasing and all this graphic stuff I have on pretty low. Not off, but
so
just...
you don't really, I mean, like, because I mean, I wonder if you can have video in your vid, like, it's probably a black screen, I don't know.
It's not black screen, there's visuals, they're just... I mean, P3D, even with the settings up, to sighted people looks crap, that's why they buy all these add-ons.
Yeah.
So you can see what the sim and the aircraft, it just probably doesn't look very good, because I have all my settings turned down even more, but, you know.
Man, I'll ask Steve later on if he can, you know, hey, you know, you ever thought about supporting X-Plane?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an idea. Just perhaps explain to him, you know, like it's, especially for the blind community, like that would be massive in terms of us using X-Plane. I mean, like for sighted simmers, yes, sure, Ideal Flight would be nice in X-Plane, but you know, whatever, they don't need it. But for us, it's like it would change the whole ball game with X-Plane.
Yeah.
Ideal Flight essentially does what IYP does with that, because like you can even have your Ideal Flight load coded dark, so you can have it load like full engines on or whatever, or you can like set it. I have it set so that it's like semi-coded and dark, where you know the battery and the avionics and stuff are ready for engine start.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Right.
But
X01
you can set it completely coded dark, where you have, you know, it's like IYP like all over.
Property page 135-36,000 FT minus 50 FT slash 280. Top flight plan M1. Screen review flight plan map 80 100
you can, have it all
top
engines off.
Find IRW lit 1083 point SID 1083.2 NM01023 HBIKF 218.3 NM02716H. ICAO 1082.5 NM01018 HBIKF.
Weird.
SIDS.
I don't quite know where it thinks this is going. Still says we've got 200 nautical miles to BIKF, but Project Fly Isn't showing that.
1,000, 80.8 nm 01005 BIKF 215.9 nm 02657H. 1,000, 80.1 nm 00959 BIKF 215.1 nm 0 SID AVO. RW, Rock, LD1 316 36 36 Requity 0 RW, ADI 200 R LD 150 RW 0 feet slash mid test. Requity 448 36002.
Interesting.
Regular route G4, course 48, all FT 36,000, KTS 279, leg NM 32.9, time 03948, fuel LPS 3,848.7. Time off 5 input line Alden 77.1 nm 009 odd route D. Regular route G. Alden route D greater, course 147.
Right, that's where we
Allen
are.
route D greater, course 306, all. KF 100. Rattler route D greater. KF 158, route D greater, course 309, all FT 8700, KTF.
Oh no, maybe I think we are alright.
KF 156, route D greater, course 297, all FT 13,500. Ashen route D greater, course 306, all FT 16,500.
Yeah. It's the
Allen
next
route D greater,
waypoint, we're going to start
all FT
descending.
28,631.
Yeah,
Odd route D greater,
we're fine. It's just
Microsoft flight.
doing a
Track
weird
flight,
thing.
distance 64 nm.
Oh, okay, I don't know what it's doing. It's now turning back away from the airport. This sim brief routing's a bit
Altitude
weird,
36,000 feet.
but it's okay.
Flight heading, BIKF limited, EGCC slash man, flight heading level, Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
We were like 50 away, now it's turning around. But it looks like
Again, that's
it's gonna
probably
come
due
back
to
in.
it on LS thing. It might be like it's you're probably gonna go like 100 something out, turn back, and then start descending.
It can do what it wants. I've got all the time in the world. As long as it gets us down in within the next few hours. Because I mean, a lot of developers like SimBrief already support X-Plane flight plan file formats, so I don't think that'd be too difficult for the ideal flight developer guy to do. I think the most difficult thing would actually be extracting aircraft data from X-Plane.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's no CFG, and it'd have to read it from a different format, and then obviously actually being able to interface.
Similar to FSX,
I can try and record these 748s if you want to hear a better preview of them, because I'm just about to test them in preparation for tomorrow if you want.
Oh, what, 748?
In the background. Yeah, the GNX.
Oh yeah, you can do, yeah.
From that guy.
Yeah.
Alright then, I'll record it. You'll hear TT in the background. But
yeah, that's alright.
It is what it is. I mean, it's nothing major. It's not as if it's going to be a 4-hour long flight. So
yeah, the TSS 748 ones are pretty good anyway. But we'll see how this guy does.
Yeah. Right, I'm booting my FSX now.
He does a lot of his stuff from YouTube, so we'll see how it seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking for like longer previews and stuff, because obviously he only does a couple of views.
Yeah, his previews don't seem as good. Yeah, I mean same with TSS really. They only do like a few things, although they seem to do a little bit more. But yeah. You only really know when you fly it, I guess.
I need my joystick. I'll leave Aku Feel on.
I wouldn't actually with these sounds, because if they do have does have you know, runway. He does have takeoff roll sounds.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which actually sound better than Aki Feels anyway. I don't really like Aki Feels is okay, but
Yeah, Aki Feels are weird. I mean, I usually just leave it on and they kind of just merge in with the roll sound that's already there. Aki Feels aren't really roll, they're more sort of like bump sounds, you know, like the boom and the thing.
yeah.
Oh, we
Well,
descended.
they had to do that because it's. They had to do that because, you know, to make it work.
Come on, piece of crap.
Yeah. Yeah, we're descending. Well done, tramp. After spinning us round and whatever other stuff you do. Now, are you going to turn us back the other way?
Well, that's kind of what an actual approach is.
Track flight project.
Like,
Yeah, but like not this
you don't
drastic.
just-
It's alright.
Heading level 3 flight.
Again,
92 NM.
I think
Altitude,
as zero as it gets
34,875
is
feet.
to have ATC. Like I've
Ground
done it.
483 KTS.
Now that I have Flight DCX working,
Microsoft
I'm
Flight
going
Simulator.
to actually try to do a flight
S,
seal on
S.
the approach with
Yeah.
seal.
S.
Well, it's a lot better now with 7.23 because you can override stuff. That's the big sort of thing that we needed,
Yeah.
and that's come
I
now.
mean,
so.
I've been able to do that for a while, but like I'm glad that we all have it now.
Yeah.
48.9% RAM used. CPU at 49.8%.
You can't hear the TV too much, can you?
No, I can't. Although I have got my plane on. See if I can get a better landing rate than before. It sounded alright before when it was like minus 700 FPM. Or something, I don't know.
I managed to achieve a plus 700 FPM with Project Fly earlier today.
Plus 700.
Wow.
In a 737 MAX 9.
Oh, flipping maxes.
Yeah, jeez.
They're all grounded now. I think they're grounded in the US, aren't they? I saw Trump was going on about it, and then he's like, yeah, they're all banned, and then they are, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I decided to take one from
Trump
Austin
basically
to
said that,
Chicago.
and everybody bans them.
You are?
Trump said that, and then everybody bans them.
Nah, Europe had banned them before he said that. Pretty much the whole of Europe shut it down, and then like a day later the US banned them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird aircraft. Whatever Boeing did, they did something wrong.
Yeah, no, it's all about the trim, man. The trim has an issue.
The issue is they tried to make it fly like the NG, the 800 or whatever, because it doesn't fly anything like it. They adjusted the software and stuff on the aircraft to try and make it actually fly in terms of its characteristics more like the NG, so that pilots didn't have to adjust to a whole new aircraft. And I think in doing that they've messed it up a bit, and pilots they've done something wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably no coincidence as well that these crashes are occurring in like Africa, and pilots perhaps aren't as well trained there. But, you know.
Hopefully
Right,
Audacity
I'm
doesn't
installing
mess up my
P3D
mic
for, like, the
settings,
fourth
because I
time.
will be booting it in a minute. Yes, I'm using Audacity to record because of the system that I've got. It's not going on YouTube, so to be perfectly honest, I don't really care as long as it records.
Track flight 407 KTS, 28,461 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Alright guys, be back. I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Alright.
Track flight project. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
All I'm going to do is take off out of Heathrow and head across to Gatwick and land there.
Yeah. Oh, let me know how they sound.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello to whoever that was. I'll go and check.
S.
No, apparently I won't, because YouTube's not loading now. There we go, it's loading slowly.
Just gonna turn my headset off just so that all my levels are alright when I boot Audacity, because it seems to screw it up.
Alright. Oh, well, anyway, hello to whoever that was. I can't even check because YouTube won't load, so whatever.
Track L 24,495 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. S. S.
Right, I've got my headset back on. Can you hear me alright?
Yeah. What was Borak? Hi, Borak. Right, is this still doing like a massive circle?
Track
Or
flight
we
project.
actually landing?
Distance 89 nm. 23,208 feet.
Right, okay. Yeah, I think we're
Microsoft
coming
Flight
back
Simulator.
around.
S. A.
Alright, good.
A. S.
you doing?
Smashing this flipping headset.
Why?
Because it keeps trying to fall off. I think this thing will automatically have call-outs as well.
Alright, did it add them in?
It said plus warnings, so I'm assuming that's with call-outs.
Probably. Although I think the Riku one already has them, so hopefully it doesn't double up.
Hopefully.
Track flight, out, 19,586 feet. Ground speed, 347 kts. Altitude, distance, 72 nm. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
Okay, I'm starting it up.
It got avionics.
It does.
Good. They're not the usual click things, something like TSS, are they?
No.
Good.
I don't think it has an AP disconnect.
Okay, that's quite... well, that's a bit annoying, but it's alright, I guess.
Track flight project flight, distance, 60 nm. Out, 16,847 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X. S. A. A. S. S.
Oh, as per usual, we did overspeed because I did the manual throttle, and I'm not used to this plane.
How are the sounds?
Good.
I'll listen to them
Track
once
flight
I've
path.
ended the
14,000. Ground
stream.
speed 300.
Right.
46 nm.
We are descending by the looks of it, just
Microsoft Flight
quite
Simulator X.
slowly.
Wind will pick up when you get past like 300 or so knots. I mean, I was at 336 just then.
Alright, as long as it's not too loud and overpowering.
I'm probably actually going to use this tomorrow.
Yeah, the 748 is a nice aircraft.
Track altitude 11,978 feet. Microsoft Flight Simulator X.
That's if I actually do, Melbourne to Bahrain, because A, it's about 12 hours long, and B, I might actually want to get more of this guy's sounds to actually determine what I want to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now we go through 10,000. You can hear the throttle come right back.
This doesn't need much throttle once it's stable.
Equip 01 FS tram. Dialog find input line Rattler 1.5 nm 0 o'clock 20 BIKF 43.4 nm 300 L Azure D minus 100 LP nav 0 flight 390 HD 30 degrees max 00110 alt minus 900 250.
Alright, I have control of the airspeed.
S.
Oh no.
Minus 250. S.
Well, that I have control of the airspeed.
Yeah. That's all you'd have to say to passengers and they'd start like, you know, running up and down the aircraft aisles, trying to find a way off until they realise that they're like flight level 320 and they can't get off.
Okay, one notch of flaps.
Minus 250.
I'd say the throttle's only just cracked on this when it's level at 250 knots.
Yeah, I remember
Minus
flying
100,
it with tram.
250.
It was very
Minus
sensitive.
250.
Right, we're still aiming for 250 knots. As soon as we get below that, I'll start putting out flaps.
S, S, A, 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 S. Minus 900, 250. Minus 250.
Well, let's start putting out our first notch now, because we're going to have to start getting configured.
What was that?
What?
I thought I heard something else in the background. Have you got Matt Davis on or something?
Yeah, he's streaming. Yeah. Right. First
Oh,
notch flaps are
what's he
always a big
doing?
one. He's flying a long haul.
S, S, S.
Okay, I'm maintaining
Minus
160
800,
knots.
245.
Right, we're now coming back to 245 knots.
Throttle feels
Yes, 240.
hard work, is all I'll say.
More flap.
Yes, 235. Minus 800 FT slash min. 230.
ILS established.
Minus 825. S. S. Minus 400 FT, 210. 0, 30 degree, 300, ADM, 1, Elm KF, S, 4, KF 150, 4,880 feet.
I
Right,
haven't
coming
heard
through
any double
4800.
call-outs yet. We did just get 2500 though.
Alright, okay. As long as you've got one.
KF 4,680 feet. KF 4,350 feet exit, 42%. 28%. %, 48%, 58%.
Get some nice power out of these.
KF 100, 3,740 feet exit.
Right, full flap.
%. 47%. 28%. 25%. KF 2,770 feet exit.
Right, there's 2500 call. Gear down.
36%.
Good.
48%. 58%. 47%.
There's 2500 again. Obviously the terrain's changing a bit.
47%. 36%. Okay. 1,990 feet exit. 49%. 1,750 feet exit.
Nice, I will take that landing any day.
So will I with FSX pilot. Any landing with FSX pilot is good. Right, there's 1000 NVDA sleep mode gonna come on, ready for when I need to manually fly the aircraft. That's just the aircraft's, it's not the autopilot, that's just, I don't know why it does that, to be honest with you. Something to do with altitude. Okay.
300.
300 feet.
200.
200. AP's out.
100.
Start bringing that throttle back.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Go down. Bit bumpy, but we'll take it. Reverse. Braking. Reverse out. Parking brake set.
Sleep mode off. Off. Route speed radar.
That's us down.
Microsoft. S.
Engines off.
S. S.
Well, we landed alright. Had to yank it back a little bit, the pitch, because we were coming down a bit steeply towards the, like, 50 feet or whatever, but it'll do.
S.
Right, perfect. That's pretty much that shut down. I won't bother clearing tramp because we're not going to need it
Track
again.
flight project. Track flight heading level 3. 0 NM. Altitude 100. 0 cruise and net off. Route landing rate minus 809.
Oh, yeah, you see the landing. Ooh! What? Talk about your landing rates, Marshall, if you want me to. That'll do. It's a payware aircraft with a payware flight model.
Complete.
Well, it's not payware, but it's essentially.
Talk about your landing way, it's hilarious.
Yeah, let's look at your landing rates and your logbook, and then we'll go. Ooh! Anyway, it sounded alright. It'll do. As I always say, as long as it's not below like minus 1,000 FPM, I'll log it. As long as it's yeah, as long as it's below that, that's fine.
Flight details heading level 3. Ice 53. Flight statistics. Block 259. 18,191
So
kilograms.
2 hours 59 minutes. Blah blah blah.
892 NM.
It's 892, probably with a bit added on because of the spinning round thing we did.
10,506 kilograms.
We only used 10,000
Landing minus 809
kilograms.
FPM. Passing 219.
219
1,900
people.
arrival. 2,000 heading level 3. Heading level 3.
Let's have a look at the landing. Oh, we didn't bounce at least.
Time. Minus 809 FPM. Landing rate. 3.100. G-force.
G-force is literally the same as it was earlier.
Minus 3 degrees. Roll. Minus 3 degrees.
The roll was minus 3, which is interesting. I wonder if the aileron kit, the centre of the ailerons thing doesn't work in this aircraft because it's payware. Because usually that's on 0, but because it's on minus 3. Interesting. I don't know. Maybe you can't fly it that way. I have no idea. But maybe we'll go down. 132 knots speed. That was fine.
Zoom.
Let me see if Project Fly is actually logged. Yeah, and with its stats. Yeah, the stats have gone back to N/A. Project Fly are having issues with their database, so they keep pulling the user stats to make it speed up. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, the flight's logged, so it'll add it onto my user stats. They'll add it on at some point. Right, I think that's pretty much it. Bye, Project Fly.
How do you like the sounds, Marshall?
End flight dialogue. Space rest.
They're good. I'm ready to stream my shortest flight you'll ever see in a heavy once this stream's done.
Microsoft Flight Simulator dialogue. Tab.
Yeah, I want to see how they compare to the TSS. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's stream because we're done with that. I hope you enjoyed the arrival. It was a good approach in the end. Once we actually got there, it all went pretty smoothly. No issues with tramp disconnecting the AP or whatever too late, so I mean too early. It all went well, and a good flight. Right, I'll see you all in the next stream.